Welcome to another episode of This Stays Between Us. This is Crystal.
And I'm Marissa.
Wait, yes. I didn't start this rumor.
I'm just spreading it. Hey, we love the tea. Welcome to our inner circle. Okay. So, I was in class the other day, and I was talking to somebody behind me. We were chatting, and then somebody next to her started flirting really heavily with another guy that was, like, on the other side. So as soon as she started talking, and she was, like, talking pretty loudly, I was just looking at her, you know, and just, she's kind of taking the attention of the whole classroom, so everybody's listening to what she's saying, and she's flirting with this guy and calling him so handsome and saying all these things, and he is, like, not uncomfortable. He's like playing along with it, but, like, clearly not really interested, you know?
Yeah.
And then him and somebody else look over at me, and they're just like, wow, you're judging pretty hard. And I was like, what?
It's like I'm people watching. I don't know.
Immediate reaction though was like, how do you know?
It's like I'm thoroughly entertained, and I thought I was at home on my couch for a second watching this from a distance.
I was immediately like, that was the sign to me that my Botox is wearing off.
Wait, you have Botox?
I've had, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I haven't.
Where? No.
Just like forehead.
Oh, I need to do that.
So like before, I couldn't really do this, but now I can. So I guess it was like written on my face, and I was like, you're not supposed to be able to read my emotion.
That's so funny, because like you're used to just doing like.
Yeah, like I can do it, but like it doesn't show.
Right,
you
yeah.
know?
But you got yourself used to making that, even though it wasn't going through.
Yeah. And I guess like, and then as soon as I realized, I was making like a very judgmental face. And I was like, that's so mean. We say it, we don't show. We think it, we don't show it.
100%. Have you seen that? I don't even know if this is like a scientific study or anything. I've only seen it on TikTok, and I have not looked it up. But it said something like how the more Botox you get, like the more like your ability to show sympathy and empathy for people is decreased because it affects that part of your brain. And I was like, maybe I need Botox.
I believe it, because they also have like the opposite kind of study where it's like, for a lot of people, they'll get Botox to help with like depression and stuff. 'Cause, like if they can't make like a sad face, then it
can't
helps.
feel it.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can't make it, you can't feel it.
Yeah. I definitely want to get Botox on my masseters.
Okay.
Because this started like recently in the last couple of years, but I clench my jaw when I sleep. And I've like chipped my front tooth like 50 times because of that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I've seen like a lot of people say it helps a ton.
Yeah. They were offering it at the dentist, and because I have to like wear like a mouth guard or whatever to sleep. And they were like, we can just give you Botox. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to get Botox in my dentist's office. It feels like a conflict of interest or something.
It feels like back in the day when you'd go to the barber and they'd be like, oh, I can pull out your tooth.
I know. This feels like a back alley transaction. I don't know if I'm comfortable anymore, but I definitely want to go somewhere and do it.
Are you really a dentist?
I know. It's like, are you starting a side hustle? Trying to scam me right now?
That's super common in Brazil. Like, dentists will do
really
Botox and all that stuff as well. I remember.
Share with the class.
There was one time I was visiting my parents in Brazil, and I went to the dentist while I was down there. I went because I wanted to see if the dentist would recommend me getting braces, because I like kind of wanted to fix my teeth a little bit. And I left with body dysmorphia.
They can bully you hard.
They can really bully you. Because I was asking about my teeth, and he's like, oh, well, but we can like put filler here, and we could do Botox here, and we could fix, you'd be smiling about it.
I did not ask.
I know, I was like, sir, unsolicited. I was asking about my crooked teeth. Okay.
This was more warranted, but I was also visiting my parents at some point, and they were like, just come to the dentist, because I was still covered under their insurance. And I've gone to the dentist like several times growing up and like gotten checkups, and they were like, your teeth are fine, you don't need braces. And I'm like, sweet. Had some cavities, well, whatever. It was a different story. But I know. I went to visit, and I went to the dentist at like the ripe age of like, I don't even know how old I was, like 23 or something. And the dentist like roasted me. It was like a new guy, and he's like, oh yeah, you need braces for sure. And I'm like, but they said that like I didn't growing up. And he's like, oh, you definitely need it. Like they're bad. And I'm like, okay. And then he referred me to a guy like here in my state in the US, and I just never went. I never did it. I probably should still fix it. My bottom teeth are kind of crooked, but I just...
They give personality though. I like
that's not the compliment you think it was. It makes you look different, special.
No, I actually I mean it. It's cute. It's like character.
It's like they spell out your name. It's cute.
They make you look so different. They give you such a sweet spirit.
It's a conversation starter, icebreaker, Your bottom teeth greet other people before you have a chance to say anything.
Oh my gosh.
Dead. It's funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, even that same dentist that roasted my whole face, he did tell me, though, when I was, like, thinking about getting braces, he was like, at the time, also, for a little bit of context, I wanted to be a journalist, like a broadcast journalist.
I remember that.
It was a very short-lived dream, but yeah.
You did when you were a teenager too, right?
Yeah. I guess it wasn't very short-lived, but it was only like...
I had this dream for 10 years.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A short time in my life. I just didn't know what it really meant.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I did, I was like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so I had told him that, and he was just like, no, you want to have, like, a unique smile. Like, don't mess with it. Leave your teeth the way they are, because it'll give you, like, people will remember you because of your teeth. Okay.
It's like your personality sucks, but the teeth will help.
They'll remember you from your crooked teeth.
It's so bad. I really need to learn how to just let things roll off my back, and like you were saying earlier, like just say thanks, you mean it, and then move on with my life. There's also a different approach, I guess. Have you seen that guy? I don't know his name at all. I'm so bad with names.
There's two approaches.
Either accept it or like F you. No, this guy is good. He's like a lawyer. I need to look him up. I don't even know how to look this up, to be honest, because he just gives advice on like how to handle a confrontation. Have you seen this? He's like in his car usually, and I think it says in his bio that he's a lawyer. Anyway, so he'll say like,
it's like legitimate advice, or is it?
Yeah, it's like good advice. At least I think so.
It's not like a satire sort of thing.
It got me.
Watch it be him like making a joke, and you're just like,
follow, save.
You're like trying it out on your husband.
That's so good. I mean, I definitely saved some videos. Like, I need to remember that. This is good. And, yeah. So I think he means it. Yeah. I saw him, like, there was a clip of him in some, like, wellness podcast talking about it. But it's just, like, when someone's being mean to you, there's, like, a few different things you can say. You can, like, ask the person to repeat themselves and, like, say, oh, sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you say that again? And, like, people usually back down. Or you can say, what was it? Or, like, you can get more, like, aggressive and be like, that's a weird thing to say out loud. Or, like, but make the person feel bad, but you're, like, superior and in a good spot.
Like, okay, receding hairline.
Okay, mommy issues. What do you mean?
Okay, crooked teeth.
You need filler there. And I can tell you've had cavities. Obvious. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that, like, I probably will never have the courage to say anything back because I feel like in the moment I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go home and cry in the shower.
My feelings are really hurt. Let me just, like, think about this for the next week.
I know. Seriously. I'm gonna write in my diary. Go home and tell my husband. We won't do anything, but...
I'll talk really bad about you in my head. And then I'll feel really bad about it.
And I might apologize to you.
I see your little game.
I know. And I am a player. Subscribe.
I'll leave the sheep.
I know. Okay, what to not be. But the thing is, too, is that, like, when you say something like that, like, oh, that's a weird thing to say out loud when they offend you. It's like, I'm scared of what they're going to respond. What if they say, like, well, I don't know. I don't even have the comeback.
I have one.
Okay.
Wait, say it. Wait.
It's a weird thing to say out loud.
Well, it's a weird thing to wear out in public.
I'm sorry. Bye. We'll just keep offending each other, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like the people to try that on are, like, our siblings, because you know that they would just wreck
That never applies to siblings. None of the advice.
No, I'm tempted to try that on my brothers and just see what kind of, like ruthless roast they come up with to just wreck me. Just for content, you know.
I'm gonna need so much more therapy.
It's more for, like, social experiment.
Yeah, to see what they can say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am always afraid to do that with siblings, especially, like, older siblings, because it's like they know things about me that I don't even remember about myself.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's as bad as it'll get. It'll never get worse than what your siblings can say to you.
But it's so bad. I'll tell you a story. I don't know if I've told you this, but this is the one that they hit me with every time, and it hurts so much. And
this is, like, the most self-deprecating episode. I love it.
I don't know if I've told you this because I've kept it under wraps for as long as I could have. But this has been the story my family has used to introduce, like, new in-laws to the family. Like,
just so you know.
It's like, this is what you're dealing with. It's like one of their jokes that they have prepared like, when there's an awkward pause or silence in the conversation.
It's one of the stories every one of your therapists knows.
100%. So I was like 5. I was really young, okay? And I didn't know totally the difference between real life and my dreams.
Okay.
Try looking at me with less pity. Anyway.
I'm just curious where this is headed.
So, growing up, there was a show that I really liked. It was like a reality show, reality host type of show called Eliana. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Do you know who she is? It's like a famous, like, Brazilian person.
Familiar. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Whatever. It was one of those where, like, they would bring, like, 2 groups of kids from different schools and they would compete in different games. And, like, they had a few different things. They had, like, this floor thing with, like, blocks, and basically you had to, like, jump through different blocks, and if it didn't, how to explain this, some of them would break if you stepped on it, and some of them wouldn't, so your goal was to get to the other side.
Okay.
Whoever got there first, whatever won. It was cool. They had, like, zip lines, they had, like, a trivia thing. This is starting to sound nerdier as it goes, but it was a good show. Loved watching it. So I was in the car once with, like, my whole family, and they're talking about something. I don't remember what it was, but it was like somebody had done something and they were, like, feeling bad for them. And it was probably one of the first and last moments of my life where I was like, I want to contribute to this conversation because I have a story that relates.
I know those moments too well where you immediately regret as soon as you start talking.
Because you either start talking and then, like, people start talking over you and you have to slowly just, like,
fade out.
Or you start telling the story and, like, you watch everyone's facial expressions just change on you and you're like, I need to I need to end this.
Or you guys need Botox.
Desperately. We need more sympathy from you. Whatever we can inject into you to have that. We need some Prozac in the room. Something. I don't know. But yeah, so they're talking about this person who did something and it was really sad. I don't know. So I was like, oh man, like I have a story about that. And I didn't really usually like contribute to the conversation. I was really young and they're like, oh yeah, like what? And I was like, it's like that one time I went on the Elena show and they asked me a question and I was so nervous. I just drooled on the mic. That's it. That's the story. All of them were like, when you went where? And yeah. So to this day.
You should have played into that so hard. Like, yeah, this is a simulation. I'm here to tell you that. This was in my other life.
They would have committed me so fast. And my parents don't even believe in mental health. It would have been bad. Anyway, yeah, so to this day, whenever we're having a conversation, and I'm like, oh, actually, I read this, and they're like, yeah, like you went on the Eliana show, and it shuts me down immediately, every time, because I'm like, I get it, I'm an idiot, I dreamt that too, I don't know.
You just accept defeat every time. You're right, I don't even know if this is true.
That's like my earliest memory, I think. And so it's like, you just erased all my life's history, and okay, I'll submit. Sorry.
I can just imagine you like walking away with your head down.
No.
It's so sad.
So sad. I know. Anyway, and now everyone knows. Yeah. I don't think I had told you that before, right?
It actually sounds like a familiar story.
My family probably told you. We've probably been in the room when that got brought up. So that was fun.
Don't doubt it.
Whatever, it's fine.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sometimes, okay, this is maybe exposing me, but I feel like sometimes to this day, I'll wake up from a dream and for a second I was like, oh yeah, I need to do this. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, no, I just had a dream and I just woke up and I'm a little confused. I just stayed confused for longer when I was younger, I guess. But
I think that's so valid. I have moments like that in adulthood where I can't remember if something was a dream or if it really happened. And then there's been moments where I'm like, should I be mad at this person? I don't know. I texted one of my friends, I was like, did you say this to me?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I did. And I was like, okay, that was real life.
Still mad.
Like, okay,
going back to blocking you. I had one, I can't remember why, but like, yeah, I had this dream once. Like, my dad walked in the middle of the night to say something, and I just called him an idiot out of nowhere. Like, super uncalled for. And for like a few days, I was totally defeated. And then I apologized about it, and he's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, oh, then I'm sorry for saying it now. I don't think that.
You just like back away slowly.
No.
You're like, oh, never mind.
No, I'm good, actually. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I don't know. Yeah, it happens to me too often. Yeah, where I like get confused. Or, I mean, have you ever had a dream that your partner cheated on you and then you wake up mad at them, but you definitely still are mad at them?
No. Maybe. Probably.
I think it was one of the first things I told Josh. It's like, I think it's so stupid when people do that. Have a dream that they cheat, that the person cheated and they get mad at their person. I'm never going to do that. And I've done that like 3 or 4 times.
100%. There are so many dreams where like the emotion of the dream kind of like
so intense.
It's so intense and
yeah.
then it like you carry it throughout the day. I had a dream once that I had a baby and that like I forgot about the baby for 6 months and my boyfriend was taking care of the baby. And then You were a deadbeat mom. I know. And then I remembered I had a baby, and I felt so bad. And I came back, and the thing is that I was dating my boyfriend the whole time, like during the
Where
time
was the
he
baby?
taking care of the baby.
You were like, whose baby is that?
What a good man, though, right?
Did not even bring it up.
Brings it up. Just like takes care of the kid. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then I was feeling really bad because I was like, what's his name? And then my boyfriend's like, his name is Clifford.
You're like, never mind, I forgot again.
And I'm like the dog?
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, we call him Cliff.
Worse. The story just gets worse.
It gets worse. And this baby has like the thickest like grown man mustache, and I'm just like trying to love him.
You forgot that you had a baby because it's like an old man, little man in the corner with the mustache named Clifford. I mean, I get it.
But I woke up feeling just like the worst person.
Yeah.
Because like the whole emotion was just that I was such a horrible mother because I forgot about my baby. And the rest of the day I was just
feeling down.
Feeling guilty.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, is there any child I don't know about?
You would know.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just hilarious. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of vivid dreams, and it's just, I don't know. It's so strange. Have you ever heard? This is maybe like a different side of TikTok, but I saw it a while back that like if you're dreaming, you should. Well, there's a few different things. If you're having a dream and you are wondering whether or not you're having a dream, you can try to control your dream. So one of the ways to do it is like when you realize that you may or may not be sleeping, you like look at one of the walls in the room or wherever you're at. You look at it, try to remember what it is, look away and look back. If it changes, it's a dream.
Interesting.
And so then you can start controlling your dream. Have you ever done that?
Interesting.
It's only worked like a few times in my life.
Really? You've been able to do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That particularly like realizing I'm in a dream happens all the time, but then like controlling it after is a little harder.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there are times where I realize I'm in a dream, but I just kind of like go along with whatever's happening.
Yeah. I saw this other thing that said, I don't fully believe this, that like you're going into another dimension, reality, whatever, and you should ask someone in your dream what day and time it is. I did that once because I remembered it once in my dream to do that, and the person just looked at me like, you're not supposed to be here, and it was creepy as all get out.
Whoa.
I mean, I probably made that happen in my head to scare me, but it worked.
How can I freak myself out?
Yeah, but it was terrifying.
Do you think our subconscious is actually just our enemy?
Working against us? I don't know. I try to picture the inside out like little people, and I'm like, who's up there?
And why?
Make it stop.
Why are you the way that you are?
We need a new staff.
Yeah. How do I fire you?
It's either the like, have you seen Inside Out 2? That's like the lazy like teenager like or the anxiety. It's like one of the two. Never anyone else. Everyone else is on vacation.
Where's Joy?
I know. Taking PTO for like years now. She's just doing her own thing. She's lost with the memory balls and whatever. In my subconscious.
So funny.
Terrifying, but it's not. I need to try to do that again. Like ask someone in my dreams see if it does anything. I can't remember what was supposed to happen after, but
I bet we could find a really good Reddit thread about that.
Black hole of Reddit.
Yeah.
I know. We're bored. We just want to try different things.
Yes.
We're stressed out. We're getting older, and this keeps it fun.
Hey, you're getting older. Yeah,
Dead.
It'll start showing soon.
No, I need to get some. Is it pretty pricey? I've never
It depends
looked
on
at it.
where you go and how much you get. But anyway, stays between us.
Bye.